So here's a laser cutter. There's a fair few things about it you need to keep an eye on to make sure that it's safe and won't damage itself. A few of those things it keeps track of by itself, like this model's got a water flow sensor in there, so if the coolant flow stops, then it won't turn the laser tube on. It throws up an error on your Wii screen here. I don't know if it's got an airflow sensor, that might be something to look at. But it's got temperature feedback and so it monitors errors from the stepper controllers and stuff like that. But one of the things it doesn't do is keep track of the coolant temperature, because these things are made to run briefly with room temperature coolant. So that's where this box comes in. So this is a laser safety controller project that I'm working on. So it's got a Wii screen on the front there, and you can see we're monitoring a few temperatures. I don't know why the degree symbol's not showing up, I just noticed that. So it's got a few of these DS18B20 waterproof temperature sensors attached to the back. I've just got some speaker terminations on a box left over from another project. So down there is my recycled chiller. So it's sucking the heat out of the water. And I've got my water reservoir over there. So I've got a temperature sensor zip tied to the compressor, the one compressor that's doing the work, the other one's currently off, and I've got another sensor in the bucket. And then I monitor those. So I've got thresholds set up on those, so if they go outside a sensible boundary, then it will turn yellow to say, uh-oh, something's wrong. So if I pull the sensor out of the water reservoir and sit on it, it's heating up, and I think I set the threshold at like 15 degrees or something. So when the threshold goes out of bounds, it'll sort it to the top of the list and turn it yellow, and then if it goes further out of bounds and hits the error threshold that I've set up, then it will drive a relay output, and I'm going to put that relay output in the safety loop for the laser cutter, that it turns the laser off if the lid is open or if there's no water flow, or a few other criteria. Boom, there you go. So it will drive that relay to interrupt the safety loop, say, whoa, hold on, the coolant's not cold enough, don't keep cutting. Likewise, I've got a separate output set up for the compressor, so if the compressor temperature gets too high, then it will modify the signal to that to say, hey, back off a bit, let the compressor cool down. And then likewise, if the coolant gets down to 1 degree, like it's getting close to freezing, because I'm just running with distilled water right now, not antifreeze, then it will likewise back the compressor off. But I've got 2 unknown sensors hooked up here. I might put one of those on the other compressor that's not hooked up yet. Maybe I'll put one on the laser tube, or maybe one inside the enclosure. But I've got a lot of extra room to put extra sensors and a lot more smarts in there. So basically anything that I need to monitor. Whoa! Crunch, there it goes. I'm still sitting on that sensor. Anything we need to monitor, I'll run it through that, and it just sort of takes it off your mind. I might actually put a shunt into an analog input and monitor the current consumption of the chiller. That might be a nice one. So now I can pack away my multimeter with thermocouples attached, because I've got a box monitoring it for me. Okay, bye-bye.